Hello, everyone. This is Sean, and welcome back to episode number 9 of our Willamette Valley Railroad Transport Fever Let's Play. We're on hard difficulty on a free game USA map. When we left off, the year was 1925, and we were getting fuel going to San Diego, starting to work on that line. But the thing that I want to discuss here is what I did between episodes. I actually just spent 2 hours working on this. Man, what a pain. But I set up all of the racks, all of the rails to be high-speed rails. And I also went through and I electrified all the rail as well. I've mentioned that I'm playing a medium difficulty test game, and I basically had to stop playing that because it's become like it's just slowing the computer down too much. And so I learned a lot of good lessons from that, basically about late game, your trains really get jammed up. And so I redid, you can see I redid the whole in and out to San Diego here. That was kind of a mess, but you really got to make sure that you leave enough room for your trains to be waiting to get to their stations. I also went through and I put in little waypoint signals. So now each station is assigned specifically, I guess right there, so you can see it has to go through that waypoint before it can get to the station. So that way you don't get too many lines crowded in there. So right now we only have 2, but it's kind of nice. I can assign each one a line. That means they'll split up when they go over here, and they'll get in and out a little faster as well. But that'll come in handy when we have multiple lines going into their city, which reminds me, I also redid this curve here to leave enough room for a train to sit in there. I made sure that we had more one-way signals going. If we go to Eugene, we still got a ways to go to get to Eugene. There you go. If we go to Eugene, we can see I redid this. Actually, I didn't signal it all up yet, so I do need to make sure that we get all of our signals lined up properly here. I guess I didn't get a chance to do that. And so I am sticking with the one-way paths getting in and out. And I definitely want to try to leave enough room for a full train between each signal. So there's the signal there. I think that's probably going to be enough. It's really hard when you don't actually have trains to line up to practice with. Looks like I have this signaled out correctly. There we go. Nope, I don't have it signaled out correctly because you need a entry signal there. You're signaled going in, and then all the ones going out, they're kind of just naturally signaled, so I don't need to worry about that. We redid this side as well. I didn't quite get all of the different tracks lined up. There we go. So what I did in the medium difficulty game is I left a gap here, and we'll see it over on, no, I guess we won't see it on the next station we're going to, but that way you can get your signals right up next to the station. But if you put them on these sidelines too, you can direct which platform your train goes to. It's a little trickier. You have to direct it for this one going in or this one going out, but you can still get them to go to a specific platform. So, but the main thing that I did, and this is where the whole thing started, was I wanted to redo this area here because if you remember in the last episode, we had that jam up there, and I wanted to redo that to eliminate that, and I think I did. I haven't really run the game. I let it run for a couple of days, like just a couple of in-game days, so just long enough for the trains to move a little bit, because I wanted to make sure that every train. Okay, we do have signals down on that side. I wanted to make sure that every train was going in the correct direction on their route, so you guys didn't need to sit through all that. And remember what I was saying. Oh, so I haven't really had a chance to watch and see how the trains are going to run through this whole thing. And it's good that we're checking the signals too. I wanted you to see a little bit of this project. Over here, this intersection was a little tricky. So that's coming out of the farm here. We have plenty of room for the trains to get in and out. I had to move our depot over here, but that should get it to both directions no matter what. But getting it from this line over to this line, that way it could service the city. My first thought was to have it cross over here, but then I realized that's really going to put a problem on our main line here. So this kind of weird little four-way intersection, but it's fairly short, and it shouldn't. I hope that doesn't cause too many problems, but I could always redo it. I guess I could put a bridge. Like I got enough room here to where it could go up and then go over. But I like this, and then this way, servicing Eugene will go down along this route, and then the main line will go along that route. I had to redo this seriously. I think it looks so much better now, but with the two bridges, there was no way to have enough room to get in and out of this city, and I was really surprised it hadn't jammed up yet. But you can definitely see that I haven't laid the signals down over here. So we're gonna do that one, and then we'll just, so that's coming out of there, huh? All right, well, we'll leave that where it is, and we'll just move this one up to here. Get rid of that. I had to fiddle around with the roads a lot. I guess I still haven't quite connected them all back up properly. This one needs to connect like right. Can you connect there? No, we do it like that. There we go. I don't think I tore out any other roads that I haven't replaced. I had to fiddle with the roads down here, of course. All right, so that looks good, and the signals on this. So same thing with this area here. I definitely wanted to make sure that there's enough room for a full train to sit, to wait for its turn, and that way it doesn't block the trains behind it. This was an interesting challenge. It'll be fun to see how that works. But I spent a lot of money trying to figure. I think it was about $2.5 million, and you can see all the different little things that I tried here to get this to go. This, I believe, is the original path. But yeah, it's a mess, and it was very expensive. Oh my gosh, we're already down to $30 million. We had 41 million, I think, at the end of the previous episode. So this has been very costly, and I went through and did the high speed and electric rail because that tends to crash your economy. And so I wanted to do it all at once. You don't want to patch it out because then it'll crash your economy multiple times. But I'm a little worried that my economy is going to be crashed, and basically we won't be able to recover, or and then plus I'll spend all that time on this as well. But we're going to find out how that goes here as soon as I get these signals in. So once we get the signals, we'll be able to get the trains running again. Great. Good going over here. That's fine. Coming back this way, signals. All right, let's get it moving and see what happens. Doesn't seem to have destroyed all of my demand, or supply. In the medium game, I found out that these little systems here are really not a good way to go. So it really creates a bottleneck on production. I tried to have a station that provided both grain and cattle to trains, and basically the trucks would only run cattle no matter what, no matter how many trucks I put on there. I put multiple stations in there on multiple lines. I started trying to run grain only trucks, and it still wouldn't bring grain to the freight depot because there was just constant cattle trains coming and going. Even though I had a dedicated line just for the grain line, it was it's a little frustrating. But I'm going to try not to make those mistakes in this one. I've actually planned out, I've seen quite a few potential industries that we're going to try for here once we have some real money. Of course, there's always we were looking at going to connect up Phoenix and Independence and use Independence's farm over here. And that's definitely something that we could do. But I think I want to concentrate on trying to grow up the San Diego and Eugene mostly. But we'll get some goodies in for Arlington as well. There's a rather complicated chain that we can run here. We can run oil over to here, and then that'll produce whatever refined oil, and then we'll run that over here and turn that into plastic, and then that oil train can run there. So that'll be a good profitable train. We'll run plastic. This is a very long route. Plastic over to this factory over here, which will turn it into good machine parts, and then that will, let's see, that's going to bring in plastic. So it will take machine parts out. And so we can run that to either of those two towns, Eugene or Arlington. But in order to get those machine parts, we need steel and wood. So we're going to use this lumber yard to this, or this forest to this lumber yard, and that will go to the mill here. And then on the way back, it will pick up construction material from here and take that to Eugene. So that should be a pretty good train and should make a good profit. This will do iron ore to the factory. It will take slag to the construction material. It'll grab coal and take that to the factory. So that'll provide materials for the construction material, and it'll also provide materials for the steel mill. And then the steel mill will go to the machine shop here. And I think that's actually part of the train that does the construction material. I think it brings the wood, drops the wood off, picks up steel, drops the steel off, picks up construction material, goes back to Eugene. We could actually get stone going on this too, down to that construction, but yeah, I don't think that's going to be necessary. I think we'll be able to do that carrying the slag back and forth. It's going to be interesting to see how that works. But that's going to be a very complicated chain, and like it's going to be easy to lay out, but it's going to be complicated to get the economy to kick in on that. You know, like we can see that yes, we're processing oil with our oil trains, but yeah, let's see how our longer, like Arlington here. Okay, so that's making pretty good money. And actually, wow, considering this is hard difficulty, it's making really good money. So this must have been where the economy got screwed up because I tore out those tracks or whatever. And the Eugene fuel train should be doing just as well. Looks like it's doing great. Was it running? It's running full, so I like that. Train 2 has reached its lifetime. That doesn't seem likely, yeah. So that's Eugene Food. So that's what happens if you don't change it back to 100% after you upgrade them. Also, I went with the electrified tracks because the diesel trains available until 1990 or something only go 70 miles an hour, and it's like this train, the Atlantic, goes 62 or something. So if you don't go electric, there's not really a good train to upgrade to kind of ever. But the diesel train, there is a decent diesel train out there in like 1970 or something, but it's only goes like 60 miles an hour. It's actually slower than the Atlantic. So I'm going to have to pick up one of those electric trains in the middle, which is too bad. I mean, I like the electric trains, but I kind of like the look of the steam trains. And I guess the good thing about the electric trains is they won't have a bunch of smoke coming out of them, so it'll be easier to do the follow along with them. I know there's a train out here that maybe I only did the one. All right, great. So it looks like they're all set. Oh, that's because I only have visible being shown. There we go. I thought I had more lines than that. I'll do that to 100%. And a couple more over here. Looks like that one's still switching out. That must have been a new line or something. Oh, what? Set to Stagecoach. San Diego delivery. Weird. All right, how are we servicing Eugene here? We've got 92% of their fuel, 99% of their food, so servicing them a little too well, it seems. How are we servicing Arlington? 100%, 71%. Good passenger service. Everything's still going smoothly through there. And how does Eugene feel about their passenger service? Oh, yeah, good. And San Diego. Are you getting any services yet? You're getting your food and stuff. So probably could start putting you on passengers to actually, I've just got the one-way bus stop set up right now. Do I only have the one bus stop? That seems unlikely. That seems like those two cover most of the town. Maybe if I put a third one down here, what would that route be like? It would go from here to there, down to there, and that way, I guess. We'll be forward thinking. Put a medium street down there, why not? Just like that. No. A lot of these are habits from Train Fever for little quirks of that game that aren't really true in Transport Fever anymore. Laying down the medium streets is one of them that used to really have difficulty upgrading your streets, and that's not as much of a problem anymore. So bus looks like it's green. Passengers are green, great. New line, we're going to go 2 of them, and they're going to be that light green right there, right there. We have Eugene. Oh, come on. Bus 1. And Eugene. Oh, this isn't Eugene, though. San Diego. Bus 2. That's the reason I want to keep it down to 3 cities. Might be able to actually remember which one is which. There we go, except for this is a bus line. Very good. All right, and we want to add stations. Line 1, I guess I probably need to have a bus station up here as well. Come on, go across the street. There we go. Add station there, 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 there. Very good. And you're going to go the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. And then we'll buy some buses. I don't know, 8, no, 6. It's kind of what everybody else has. San Diego bus 1. San Diego bus 2. And are those passenger trains making any money? They're almost breaking even. They're not running full, though. Yeah, it'd probably be best to pull one of them off so they'll start running full. Because I can always add another one back on. So let's make a new line. Ah, thank you. That is the correct color. We're going to go from there. Oh, yeah. But we put the station things probably at the end. So where do we have lines assigned here? Do not have them assigned on those. Great. So I would need to put in a signal here. There we go. And we're going to go from San Diego to Eugene, and then we will go out on that line right there. And then when we come back to San Diego, anytime now. Oops, not quite. There we go. When we come back to San Diego, yeah, that's fine. Seems like a good line to go onto. And is that the right way to get it on there, though? Yes, it is. You want to get it on there when it's going in. I guess it really doesn't. Oh, at this point, that's okay. So San Diego has them set correctly because I tore out everything here at San Diego. Let's set this up real quick. Eugene, San Diego. Are you kidding me? There we go. And we will just take whichever one is going to Eugene. Pretty sure this one will be able to support 2 trains on it. I'll stick with the Atlantic. Switch this over real quick. Very good. Go back to your station now. Huh. Well, I'll get it to go to Eugene. All right, and you, my friend, are also going to be on that same line, Eugene, San Diego. There you go. All right, now let's try. Wait, I guess I want to have you out beyond the gate here. Let's move the main screen to something a little more interesting. I'm staring at the little tiny screen down here. There you go. This is more interesting, right? All right, now let's see if we can turn you around. Can you get to Eugene from there? And now let's just go over here at the end anyways. I felt like you were supposed to go to a specific track, but I've already got you going back here. No passengers yet, but I guess we need to get the passenger flow going, so. Tracks are not, or trains are not backing up down there necessarily. This looks so much better. This train seems a little slow. Like, why is this train able to catch up to it so easily? Are those passenger cars, like, extra heavy or something? Nah, it looks like this is, I don't know why that one was catching up to it so easily, but this one has definitely got a higher speed. Could use this factory as well, but no, I need the other one because it's located right next to the steel mill and stuff. Well, that's good. So we've got passengers waiting here already. So that should be a good, good profitable line. How is our food production thing going here? Got 50 waiting. See if I can actually click on the train. I do tend to make my trains a little too long, I think. I don't necessarily need to have all of those cars on it. Some problems with getting the, well, actually, I think I've figured out solutions on how to avoid those kind of problems. Well, like I was talking about earlier, with drawing wheat from the farm at the same time I was drawing cows, and the game didn't like that. So I think if you set up separate stations, you're not going to have that problem. But there are sometimes, like, I had a good plastic to goods economy going in my last game, in my medium difficulty game, and somehow I just totally devastated that when I think that was when I upgraded my tracks to medium tracks. This you don't see that there. That doesn't actually exist. That's non-canon. That track right there. It's a train to nowhere. All right, and it's heading back with only 36 food, so that's not. It's not exactly. Well, that's not the right key. That's the right key. Right. Well, if you heard that sound, then you know it's probably a little too loud. That means that is the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed watching. And I hope you will continue to enjoy this series. It's dang it, it's real fun, and hopefully we won't have to. Well, I'll just skip through stuff if I'm going to go through a lot of boring stuff that you guys don't need to see. So leave a little like down in the like button. Click the like button. That's how that works. Leave a little comment down in the comment area. That's what I was trying to say. You can only say one thing at a time. And let me know what you thought. I appreciate you watching. It's fun making these, and I'm glad you like to see them. And that's going to be it for today. See you next time. Bye.